So I've stopped for lunch in Chilmark. I think it's called the Black Dog, Spotted Dog, Black Dog, don't know. So this morning, a little bit upset that the Salisbury Plain was closed for live firing. I should have done my homework. Make sure you do your homework and if you decide to go to the plain to do some riding. What I did do was go around those big roads that go all the way round and over the top, and I think I'll point them out into the video in the talk over too. So I dropped down under the A303 to Chilmark, which is where I am at the moment. Someone's chopping some wood in the background, perfect timing. And then what I'm going to do is pick up this Drove Road, which goes kind of south of the A30, south of the A303, and then head eastwards back over to Salisbury. I'll stop in Salisbury probably. It's a very cute town, and then head back, stop at Stonehenge, and then go and crash for the night in my tent. Take care. Okay, a bit old school now, using a real paper map. Look at this. So I'm just having lunch here in this pub, a place called Chilmark, which is south of the A303 in the Vale of Wardor. Sounds like something like Lord of the Rings. Anyway, what I'm going to do is scoot down through here under the main train line, south on the A30. I think the A30 goes into Staines, doesn't it? God, that's a long old road. And then come down and then pick up this lane here that goes all the way along the top of these little finger valleys here, all the way along and into Salisbury. It's an old Drove Road. So if you think about the old Drove Road that goes across the top of the Downs, the Surrey Hills, the North Downs, it's very similar to that. Goes into Salisbury, which is on a different thing. And then I'm going to go from Salisbury, Cathedral, I'll show you the Cathedral, and then back up past Stonehenge and then back to the campsite. That's it. Okay, so this is the start of that long Drove Road. White Sheet Hill. Try saying that after a few drinks. This is, a solid, I don't know, 8 miles long, something like that. I will check to see when I switch the bike on, and remember to switch the ABS off. The geography is very similar to South Downs, chalk, but there's some really nice kind of valley scenes up at the top, and it's very, very rural. There's no cyclists around here, there's no, it's just very, very rural. Right, but anyway, let's crack on, and then we'll do this climb here. You could be anywhere here, and let's see how we get on. Where would this remind you of? It reminds me of Water Lane. Newlands Corner, that climb up from Albury. Hello! Look at that for a view. So again, still just carrying on along this ridge. On my left hand side is the north. It looks like there's something carved into the valley over there in the middle distance. On the right is the south. Just going along this little chalk path. It's got some nice little bumps and dips. Remind you a little bit of Wolven's Lane before it was resurfaced, perhaps. So today's Friday the 21st, I think, 22nd, can't remember. Anyway, it's nice and warm here, probably into the, you know, over 15 in the sun this afternoon. These obviously fill up, don't they? You can see how someone's made another track around the outside there. This is just nice, isn't it? Just nice. You can imagine some people, better riders than me, absolutely caning it along that. Oh, I'm warming up a bit now. That would have been a wet one. Smooths off a bit as we come up to this road. Sit down, I'm gonna have to lose a layer. It was frosty last night, and I've got to admit I was a bit bloody cold in the tent. And I got up this morning, the frost on the grass, and now it's warmed up and it's gorgeous. Really, really nice day. Nice and bright. Change there from that chalk onto this graded road. I think we come up to a main road up here. So I'll switch off when we just get here. Lovely. So in a moment I stop and look at the valley just south of Fovant Badges. I had no idea what Fovant Badges were. They are these military badges that are cut into the side of the valley there. very famous around there. I'd never heard of them, which is my fault. I would encourage you to go and look at them if you can. If there's a couple of you and you can securely leave your bikes, do go and take a look. So as I traverse along this drove road, it's a bit windy, but the weather's beautiful. You know, this is my kind of motorcycling. I love this kind of thing. Nice dry roads, not too technical, nice and easy. I really enjoy this. Unusually I've not come off yet. I've just stopped south of Fovant Badges on Compton Down. I'll show you on the map where I've stopped. It's got this beautiful view going out into this vale here. I can see a kestrel flying just in the sky there, just hunting. There's a cuckoo calling in the background, and what you see are these small, short, dry valleys in chalk. If I remember my geography correctly, it was caused in glaciation when there was more water and there was springs at the top end that caused this. Can you hear the cuckoo? As you drop from there down into Salisbury, it gets slightly more technical. Again, I did it just fine. It was bone dry. I can imagine that in the wet, this would be a lot more challenging. You probably can't see it on here, but it's quite rutted and there's lots of ups and downs. And as I said, on that road going over the top, there's very clearly some dips which must get full of water, reminiscent of the lanes that we see in the Surrey Hills. I was fine because it was super dry and I took it nice and easy. I would say that if you were doing it in the wet though, it probably could be a bit more of a challenge. I get the feeling that this is where a lot of the Salisbury locals take their 4x4s. There in the distance is Salisbury Cathedral. Magnificent building. I think it was built in the 900s, something like that. So if you can imagine what the landscape was like back then and what the signature architecture was, there would have been Stonehenge, which everybody had known because it had been in the landscape for the past 4,000 years. And then that. And bizarrely it's quite wet here. You consider how dry it was. Oh, I guess it must be these trees that are keeping it nice and wet, keeping it in the shade. Obviously a spring coming down off the top there or something, keeping this spot wet. Okay, let's stop there and we will get ready for the drop into Salisbury. So my bike's all packed and I'm ready to head back along the A303 and onto the M3 to get back to Surrey. Sorry I skipped the Salisbury tour, but I was just whacked. I needed a kip in the afternoon. I'll do Salisbury on another day. Do check out my video on some tips if you're going to go and do Stonehenge for the summer solstice. I've done it before and can give you some advice. Other than that, stay safe and I'll do some more of these tours in the future. Take care.